All right, thank you for staying with me. This is still Serious Matters. The NLC has come out to say that the federal government must never attempt to extend the lockdown again, saying don't extend lockdown, NLC tells the federal government. Now, what are they saying? The Nigeria Labour Congress has called on the federal government not to extend the lockdown order on COVID-19, warning that doing so might cause social unrest in the affected states and the Federal Capital Territory. In a letter addressed to the chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and dated April 14, 2020, which was signed by the NLC President Ayuba Waba. The union also frowned at the method employed by the federal government in distribution of palliative measures, calling for the expansion of the initiative to all Nigerians affected by the pandemic. Now, the union said, while we understand the public health imperative for extending the lockdown in some part of the country, it is also very important to underscore the fact that the state currently under total lockdown are the economic and administrative nerve center of Nigeria. And this is very dicey. As much as it is important to keep many Nigerians from dying in the hands of coronavirus, loss of incomes and the accompanying destitution can also be a pathfinder for numerous others. Sickness and deaths. This is the time to play the balanced game. The truth is that the economy might relapse into a prolonged coma if a current lockdown in the country now center goes beyond the current extension. There were widespread acts of civil disobedience, inducements of law enforcement agents to gain passes, and even various forms of violent crime. No one is sure how long this dam would hold. We fear that the situation will get out of hand if the lockdown exceeds 1 month. While we commend government for being proactive, we find that the stimulus package would be best served through consultation with social partners, labor and private sectors employers have a good understanding of industries where jobs and productions are in most dangers. And I wonder how government says it's possible how they've been able to share food and palliatives without working with NGOs who are close to the people, not working with the NLC, not working with the Labour Congress and all of that. And yet they are saying that they actually were able to reach some number. How are they able to reach them? The people who are having direct contact with them, the NGOs and so on, all these organizations were not carried along. I mean, just like Daddy Gio said, that I think further, if this repeats itself again, we should the government should learn to carry men of God. Yes, he said even though he might not be able to carry a small boy like him along, I remember you could remember he mentioned that. But then I think it's important that the people who are necessary are carried along, in situations like this. Well, that's the stand of the NLC, and I think it makes a lot of sense. There's been a lot of crime, a lot of people are dying. Apart from the people that the police are killing, we have people, that have killed, police have killed, about 3 of them in Abia State and some other places. There are people who have committed crime and they have been lynched. In Lagos, we have the 1 million boys who just surfaced from nowhere. Just about this time, some of the boys that I even saw some pictures of, and the boys that were killed and thrown into the canal, who said that they were not even 1 million boys. They were just taking advantage of the situation of the 1 million boys and also, going on hunger raiding homes and, So the state of the NLC on this matter is that the federal government should not extend the lockdown, and I reason with it. What's your opinion on this lockdown extension? Thank you very much for watching. God bless.